What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. Let's start this video with the current physique update of Rubiel Mosquera aka Neckzilla. So Rubiel isn't competing anytime soon, but he is doing everything in his power. He's doing all the work that's gonna help him earn some very good money. So the guy is 16 weeks out of Dubai Pro, if that is in fact true. Because Milos was the one who told us that he's prepping for Dubai Pro. But Rubiel himself hasn't confirmed that yet. And if he is in fact going for this show, this is gonna be only his second pro show. And I have to say, not many guys get this type of attention, this kind of hype, after doing just one pro show. And that too without winning that show. Because Rubiel made his pro debut at Prague 2023, and he placed top 3 at that show. But the thing is, the man is so freaky. He is the freaks of freak. He has some of the biggest legs in bodybuilding right now. And not just right now, in the history of bodybuilding for that matter. Except maybe Big Ramy. But until we see these guys standing next to each other, we cannot say whose legs are going to be bigger. The guy has very standout body parts, and that really makes him stand out in a lineup, even when the lineup has guys like Michael Criso and Sam Sandaldo. So this is Rubiel's rookie year. He has worked with Chris Cormier for just a few months, and he presented a very impressive package at Prague. So this kind of match at 28 years of age, that is rarely seen. I don't remember seeing any guy in the history of bodybuilding who was this freaky. But do let me know if you guys can think of someone. Now, even though he is the biggest freak of nature, but the chances of him winning Dubai Pro against the likes of Andrew Jacked, that is very slim. Plus, we are also gonna see guys like Behruz Tabani and Regan Grimes at that show. And that is just the list so far. And I am pretty sure that the list of competitors is definitely gonna get bigger as we get closer and closer to the show. So there is an argument for Rubiel Mosquera for cracking top 10 at his Olympia debut this year. But in order for him to get there, first of all, he needs to qualify. And I think he's gonna have to pick a show more strategically, and not a show in which a top 5 Olympian is competing. So previously, when it was announced that he is doing the New York Pro, that was very good for the overall hype. But even then, we all said that Rubiel ain't beating Nick Fokker, and he needs to have a backup plan. So although he is traveling, making all these appearances, but still that is a very good shape for 16 weeks out. Seeing Tonio Burton and his coach Justin Jacoby bring their absolute best to the stage yesterday, and giving Rafael Brandao a run for his money, that really gives us hope for Justin Rodriguez as well, who is working with the same coach and is ready to compete next weekend at Detroit Pro. And if we take a look at his recent update, there is definitely some new detail in that back double bicep shot, even in comparison to this past Arnold Classic that just happened like 4 weeks ago. Just take a look at that hamstring, they are more dug in, and the glutes are looking more ripped as well. And even if we compare the last physique update from this past Arnold Classic Ohio versus this recent one, you can easily notice more detail in the recent one. So Justin Rodriguez is definitely going to be the biggest and the heaviest guy, not to mention the widest guy in that lineup, at least as of right now. And we just saw at the Arnold Classic South America yesterday that weight does not matter at all. Because if that was the case, it would have been a slam dunk by Rafael Brandao. Simply because he is like 30 pounds heavier than Tonio Burton. He is considerably bigger than Tonio Burton. But still, Tonio gave him a very serious run for his money here. And some people even had Tonio Burton winning this show. And the reason was he was peaked to perfection at this show. So if Justin can do the same, stop worrying about his waist on the stage and come in as shredded as he possibly can, he has a shot at winning this show. And the thing is, conditioning is the only play that he has. Because both Martin Fitzwater and Good Vito, they are definitely gonna be on. On a separate note, I do not see a reason for Tonio Burton not doing it right. Even he knows he has such a great chance of winning it here and securing his Olympia spot for 2024. Because if he goes by his plan, he's gonna have to wait like 5 more weeks to compete at the New York Pro. Because that is on his schedule. But we all know he isn't gonna get his Olympia qualification at the New York Pro. And the reason is the mutant Nick Fokker. Because if Tonio Burton at his best here could not beat Rafael Brandao, it is pretty much a writing on the wall that there is just no way he is beating a guy like Nick Fokker. Because Nick Fokker is just on a whole different level. So I believe Detroit Pro is a pretty good bet for Tonio Burton. He's already in the top shape, and for anyone wondering, he weighed 7 pounds more here in Brazil compared to the Olympia last year. And it really showed on the stage as well. The best case scenario for Tonio would be winning Detroit Pro and shut the season down instead of dieting for another 4 weeks and do the New York Pro, which we all know he cannot win. And I am pretty sure he himself knows that as well. And Tonio Burton has unbelievable potential, and it is no exaggeration saying that he literally looks like a young Dexter Jackson. And the sooner he puts on more size in all the right areas, for instance his chest, he is gonna beat a lot of big names. And I believe he can place as high as top 6 at the Olympia level. But do let me know what you guys think. This is the flattest and the most detailed James Hollingshead has ever looked this year. So if you have followed James's Arnold Classic Ohio and UK prep, then you must know that every time he was hitting a new low weight, he was giving his body a refeed. And that was particularly the reason why him and Milos parted ways. Because James Hollingshead did those last few weeks on his instincts. And honestly, that really worked for him, as he looked really great at the Arnold Ohio, especially at the prejudging. He was able to place top 5, which he is really proud of. Now, since the Arnold Classic UK, he did not even have a single refeed, and that explains why he looks so ready a week out of Detroit Pro. He's still trying to figure out the best possible way to peak for his body, for his physique, so that not only can he be shredded to the bone, but can also have that fullness that he has in the gym. The kind of fullness that we saw on him when he was training with Branch Warren. So still no word on whether he's gonna do Detroit Pro or not. Even Nathan Diesha tried to convince him to do this show, because sooner or later, James is gonna start the off-season, and he's gonna have to go through the entire dieting process again to get this shredded. So if James jumped into this show, that would make Detroit Pro a lot more entertaining and a lot more exciting. And not to forget, there is the winning prize money of $25,000. So that is a big payday as well. So injuries are a part of every professional sports, and they can sometimes occur when you least expect them to. Branch Warren once tore his quads walking down the stairs of a restaurant. Yes, you guys heard that right. John DeRosa tore his biceps because he lifted his dog for way too long. Nick Walker tore his hamstring last year while doing a chest workout. So if it's a bad day for you, you cannot do anything about that. So Jeremy Potvin from the men's physique category, who was about to start his prep for this season, he tore his biceps while doing bowling. Normally, bowling isn't viewed as a high-risk activity. But like I just said, when you're having a bad day, you cannot do anything about that. And that is what happened with Jeremy as well. So that is a top men's physique Olympia competitor that has placed as high as top 3 at the Olympia level. So hopefully he recovers soon. And it is also a reminder to be really selective on what you should do if you are a professional bodybuilder or professional athlete in any sport for that matter.
Alright guys, so we went bowling for the wife's birthday, and of course it's the smallest things when shitty things happen, but I tore this bicep. So just tore it. I mean, it is what it is. Can't really do much about it.
The Arnold Classic South America 2024 Classic Physique is happening today. And Fabio Junio is looking absolutely shredded to the bone. And on paper, he is definitely the favorite to win here in Brazil. So compared to what we saw from Fabio last year, I am talking about the Weight Pro 2023, when he competed against Aaron Sofin, Wesley Weezers, and Brian Chen. He was definitely the most muscular guy on that stage. But the thing was, his waist was a bit wider compared to all of the other guys. But this time with that vacuum, his waist is looking so tiny, it is looking smaller than ever. And that was the biggest knock on his physique, that he has a wide waist. And that is why he wasn't able to win the Weight Pro. Because if you guys remember, his side shorts and his back shorts, they were already nuts. And this time with that tiny waist, I am sure he is gonna be very competitive in those front shorts as well. But this is a new version of Fabio Junio. And although there are a few more guys to watch out for here at the Arnold Brazil, like Livenho Pro, who is making his pro debut, but majority of the people think that Fabio Junio is the favorite going into this show. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.